Who has metal underwear, likes a little drinky and loves to get it on like Donkey Kong? Of course me. But I guess Iron Man too. So here we have Marvel Legends Mojo Series first appearance Iron Man with variant coloring. That's a flippin' mouthful. He's so sad that he's stuck in his plastic cage that his head's down in shame. So if we go ahead and open him up, much better, Mr. Stark? Get me a drink. Whether it's the movies that have recently come out, or the cartoon shows he has appeared in, or the comics from which he was spawned from, everyone has heard of Iron Man, and he has inspired numerous generations of fans with his wicked charm and tenacity to make the world a safe place to live in. Plus, the rock star driven lifestyle and the amount of ass he gets is truly something to look up to. Iron Man comes with Build-A-Figure Mojo pieces, the diorama piece, which is kinda lame, and this lovely repro comic. As for the figure itself, when you first lay your eyes on this bad boy, he just screams vintage. A great throwback to the simpler times in Marvel's history. A closer look and you start to see how well put together this figure is, and it is a marvelous tribute to the days of Toy Biz. His head can do a full rotation as well as move up and down. The sculpt for the helmet is genuine, and even though there aren't any real impressive details, it is perfectly accurate to the paperbook counterpart. When you remove the faceplate, you see Mr. Anthony Edward Stark with his Chester the Molester mustache. The detail they put into Tony's head is amazing. It feels more like a statue than a toy. Very classic look and has a serious feel with his left eyebrow slightly raised. The nice thing about this is when you look at the head compared to the rest of the suit, you can actually believe there is a figure inside of it instead of just being disproportionate. Moving on to the chest, you can see that mine has a blemish, but the nice thing about this, being the first appearance Iron Man, is that most of the blemishes or scratches just add more character to the figure, as opposed to taking away from it. It looks like he's been in a few battles already, so I dig it. Although the bright gold arc against the brushed gold bronze suit doesn't stick out as much as the regular version, it is enough of a difference to offset it for me. And there is an antenna. You can see on top of the arms that the paint's already scratched off or never really was applied, and it's kind of a bummer, but I can deal with it. The arms can do a full 360 at the shoulder as well as the upper bicep and can go in and out. The double jointed elbows are a nice touch and let him still have the look of being a stiff rugged man of metal while allowing more posability. The wrist has a nice clamped on look that flows well with the rest of the figure and has a full swivel as well as can move back and forth. The hand itself has this mid fuck you up pose as well as individually articulated fingers, which is unnecessary but a nice feature. The belt hides the waist swivel. I just wish they would have put one more row on either side so it matched up a bit more to the illustrated Golden Avenger. And on the back he has a flight peg, which is a nice addition. When we move on down to the legs, they have a fair range of movement. Double ball jointed upper leg that allows 360-degree rotation, and they can also go in and out. The double jointed knees are well hidden when looking straight on, and to me that is something that I wish all figures could achieve. The feet can swivel at the upper boot, which is hidden nicely too, as well as go back and forth. The sole reminds me of an astronaut, and I really dig that. The addition of having pegs at the bottom is a plus as well. Even though there is no side-to-side movement for the feet themselves, I do have to say for this figure looking like a brick at first glance, there is plenty of articulation all around, and is all done to perfection. The subtle black wash shadowing throughout gives them this nice realistic worn-in feeling that makes this a solid figure in general, but a must-have Iron Man to get. This by far is not my favorite Iron Man, and in all honesty I only picked it up to complete the Build-A-Figure mojo, but having him in hand it was a pleasant surprise. And now I'm glad I picked him up as opposed to buying the parts separate. If you're hesitant about grabbing this one, don't be. I'm actually looking for the regular version because I'm so impressed with it. Marvel Legends first appearance Iron Man, the Cock of Steel.